today I'm going to do a routine, specifically if you're having any neck or shoulder pain. So my neck is locked up. I have like the right side neck pain down to my middle back, and so I'm going to try to do a few exercises that loosen the right rib cage or right thorax and really get those left abs on, so that my core is more balanced for my neck to function on. And then the exercises are going to aim to open the right chest and the left upper back to help me get some rotation to the right. Do a couple of self-assessments, just rotating, and see how far you can rotate where your nose goes. You should have 70 to 90 degrees rotation both ways, and so if you're locked up, you can tell, you know, which side is more painful, which side you're losing range of motion, and then if you can extend and look up and look down, and then side bend. So side bend, you should get about 30 to 40 degrees either side. So opening up that upper back between your shoulder blades is really important to allow rotation at the neck. All right, we're gonna do some left modified planks on your knee and elbow. The top leg is straight and your pelvis is rotated towards the ground a little bit. So you're really getting those left obliques instead of your left back. And I want you to open up there. You can go a little bit ahead if you need to, or straight over your head. Make sure your neck is long and you're not collapsing on that left shoulder. So you're on your left side, stretching that right side. And you're gonna do 3 or 4 rounds of that. All right, so this one you're gonna sit on your sit bones. So if you roll back, you can feel like you're sitting on your sacrum, and then if you roll forward, you'll feel all those points of your sit bones. So you want to be on your sit bones, but relaxing your back. So if you need to, you can roll back a little bit more onto your sacrum, but you want to make sure that back is relaxed. That's the most important thing. All right, so you're going to take your left hand and reach. Actually, first we'll start grabbing your toes, and I want you to think you're opening up directly through that line of your arm. So right in that upper back. So if I think of like the direction of my pull with the arm, it's right here. So it's between those shoulder blades, like your very upper back, and you're gonna think ribs in. So as you exhale, you're closing your rib cage like an umbrella. You should be loose in your neck and shoulders. The only thing that's moving is your rib cage. You're trying to stretch in the upper back. Full exhales. Sit more on your left sit bone and get some more left abs with a little left side bend. All right, so 4 or 5 breaths and do that 3 or 4 times. And then you're gonna sit with your legs straight. If you need to, grab a pillow and put it under your knees. If you can't, find your sit bones, or if you feel like you're doing this because your hamstrings are restricting you. So you're gonna think toes up, legs straight, find those sit bones. Left hand is gonna angle towards your right toe. You're gonna draw that left heel up towards you to try to get those inner thighs. Side bend to the left in your spine and rotate your thorax to the right. So think, you're not just doing this and letting your thorax stay where it is. You're rotating your rib cage to the right, feeling those left abs, left sit bone, and left inner thigh. And don't get those shoulders too wound up. Those shoulders should be relaxed. As you breathe, you want to feel left upper back, right chest, and maybe a little bit of outside of your right rib cage. Stretch. If you feel restricted, like you can't get a good inhale, that's a good thing. That means you're in a position where you have to use your air to stretch. After a few breaths or a few rounds, that should get better. All right, grab a couple pillows you're gonna put under so that they're right at the base of your neck, and your neck is laying back a little bit. And you can either leave your feet down or put them up on a chair. I'll leave mine down. So you're gonna try to get those ribs down and think your rib cage is straight in a line with your pelvis. So if you're here, your rib cage is not in line with your pelvis because your pelvis is here in this angle, your rib cage is in this angle. So you need to lift that pelvis so that it's in line. You have a good cylinder core, and then you're gonna let those shoulder blades lay flat on the floor. You don't want to be here. You want to open up that chest. Weight through your heels, and you're gonna exhale, drawing those ribs down and in, thinking about your sternum or your chest bone going down and back. After you exhale, pause on that exhale for as long as you can before you inhale. Okay. Get up. And I want you to grab your knees or behind your legs and think about that pull opening your upper back again. So that chest bone is going back. You should feel a nice stretch between your shoulder blades. Let that neck have a natural curve so you're not over flexed and you're not over arched in your neck. You're just...
Mom, you can sit down for me.
You can do some rotations here, pain-free, range of motion.
Oh, you can get tail for me. I want pumpkin tail. Just so right here.
So you're gonna lay on your left side. side with your right foot up on a stool or a chair and your neck a little bit bent to the right. So you're gonna think about moving. If you were wearing a belt, you want the top of that belt to angle away from you. So you're reaching that right heel away. You're gonna feel your left hip bone push more into the ground, and you're going to think of, you can put a little towel roll under your side to support it, or just think about lifting those left ribs so that you keep those left abs on. Those left abs are really important. So you are going to first relax that neck. That neck should not be tense at all during this exercise. So keep those left abs on. You're gonna rotate your pelvis a little bit to the left so the top is facing down towards the floor with a tuck. So think ribs down, and you're drawing that pelvis up a little bit so you feel the front of your abs and not your back. And you're going to lift your left knee so you get inner thigh. So now you should have left abs and inner thigh. If you lose your abs, reach that right heel away from you. And then keeping that steady, you're gonna think of really that top of the rib cage, lifting it up so that you're pushing your top of your thorax to the right and really bringing air into that right rib cage. And then you're going up. So you should feel outer right hip. Not TFL in the front, not IT band down, only right here. So then you're gonna breathe for 5. Those left abs are super important. Every exhale, retuck your ribs and retuck your pelvis. So doing those exercises a few times through, remember to do 4 or 5 breaths each set, 3 to 4 sets. You should feel more left ab engagement and more right side expansion or stretching. And hopefully you have a little bit more range of motion in your neck and you feel good. Stay balanced.